Thank you, General. You've done a really good job in your position here. It's 2016. Is it fair to say that Russia has successfully dismembered the Ukraine?
So I think that, I'm not sure I would use those terms, but the way I would characterize it is Russia is right now holding the levers to bring great pressure and to adjust the way things happen in Kyiv. And by fielding a force in the Donbass, that will give him those levers into the future.
Well, if you don't like dismembered, what word would you use?
So I think he is now able to exert great influence on what happens in Ukraine.
To the Ukrainian people's detriment and our detriment?
Sir, I believe that the Ukrainian people voted for a different agenda when they elected Mr. Poroshenko and Mr. Yatsenyuk.
So it's 2016. Do you agree with me that Russia has intervened on the side of Assad in a significant capacity?
I do believe, Senator, and I've said it before, that I believe the main effort of the Russian forces in Syria are to support the Assad regime.
The Russians have been bombing people we've trained in Syria. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are the sanctions against Russia working?
Senator, I think that the combination of economic pressure, the drop in the fuel prices, and the sanctions that are on Russia, the combination of those have had effect.
Are they working? Are they changing Russian behavior?
Some months ago, or maybe even a month or so ago, I would have answered no. I think today, in a classified sense, I could come to you and say there are a few things we are beginning to see happen.
Well, I'd like to have that briefing because my answer would be no.
Yes, sir.
I don't see them changing in a positive way at all. Maybe you should do this in a classified setting. What are we not doing that we could do that would change Russian behavior? You want to talk about that in a classified setting?
Sir, I'd love to do that.
Okay, let's talk about Turkey. Are you familiar with the Syrian Defense Forces?
I am, sir.
What percentage of that force is Kurdish?
That question I simply do not know, and I'll have to get you an answer to that.
Is it fair to say that Turkey has a problem with what we're doing inside of Syria with the Kurds?
Sir, I do believe that we have disagreements with our great ally over some of the approaches we take with the Kurdish forces in North Syria.
Do you see any scenario where the Syrian Defense Forces in their current construct could take Raqqa away from ISIL?
Sir, if I could ask you to ask that of the CENTCOM commander, I think you'd be better placed to answer that.
Okay. From a NATO perspective, in terms of Afghanistan, do you believe that NATO nations will follow whatever we do in terms of troops in 2017?
Sir, I do believe that the NATO nations are willing to follow our lead, and actually, I can't speak for those nations, but several have intimated that they would stay if required to get the mission done.
Would you recommend against going to 1,000 U.S. personnel in 2017 in Afghanistan, given what you know about Afghanistan?
Sir, what I have said is that I believe that we need to accomplish the mission we're there now, doing now, and that until we see that mission accomplished, I think we need to stay.
Have we accomplished that mission?
Not yet, sir.
The counterterrorism is a mission that we're trying to accomplish to stop an attack on the homeland. Is that correct?
Counterterrorism is an important part of that, yes, sir.
Okay. During your time in the military, have you seen more threats to America?
Sir, I think
before?
that we are in one of the toughest situations that we've faced in decades right now.
So, do you think it's smart for Congress, in light of what you just said, to reimpose sequestration next year?
Sir, allow me to speak to the European Command and my mission, and I have said that sequestration would be very tough on our ability to accomplish our mission.
Do you think it's the signal we want to send to our NATO allies as we tell them to up their spending, we cut ours?
I think it's important for us to lead, sir.
What kind of signal would it send to Russia?
I think they are watching exactly what we do with our modernization programs and our presence programs and our employment overseas, and it's important that we sustain the appropriate presence and capability forward.
Thank you for your service.